So the chapter we are going to start today is organic synthesis. When research chemists want to make new compound, they usually work backwards from the desired compound to create a series of reactions, starting with the compound extracted from a commonly available raw material. In industry, common starting material are hydrocarbons from crude oil and its refining, and compounds extracted from plants such as esters from fats and vegetable oils. You will need some skills of research chemist when tackling questions that involve predicting the reactions of complex molecules you have never seen before, containing more than one functional group, suggesting a series of reactions to make a given compound from a given starting compound. Important organic reactions. So in order to successful in answering the question, you will need to familiar with all the reactions and conditions of homologous series. The flow chart is a summary of some of the most important reactions. So this is a chart in which involve different reactions of alkanes, alkenes, alkynes, alcohols. So these reactions are all interrelated, and we can use one as a starting product, and we can prepare another functional group with that reactant. So we can use these different compounds in the chemical reactions. For example, we have alkene. So by passing alkene in steam overheated phosphoric acid catalyst under pressure, we get alcohol. And by using some other conditions, like for the halogenoalkanes, we can also prepare halogenoalkane from alkanes, from alkenes, and from alcohols as well, and vice versa. For the alcohols and halogenoalkanes, we can also prepare the alcohols. So we can also prepare amines from halogenoalkanes. So this is how these reactions work. Adding carbon atoms. Sometimes the starting compound from raw material doesn't have carbon atoms. An extra carbon atom can be added by adding the nitrile functional group. Remember that these can be made from alkyl halide. So alkyl halide, when reacts with KCN, it will provide us RCN plus HBr, where R is an alkyl group, RCN has an extra carbon. The RCN molecule can either be hydrolyzed to make a carboxylic acid by refluxing with dilute hydrochloric acid and are reduced to make an amine. We can add alkyl or acyl side chain to a benzene by carrying out a Friedel-Crafts reaction, which is another useful reaction when planning synthetic routes. Benzene plus CH3CH2Cl gives us ethyl benzene. Preparation and analysis of reactions involved in multi-step synthetic routes of organic molecules. So preparation of ethanoic acid from methane. So first is methane to chloromethane. So in order to produce this, we have to react CH4 plus Cl2 to give CH3Cl plus HCl. Then we will, in the second step, in the second step we have to add KCN, and we will get CH3CN plus KCl. So when further this CH3CN will react with water to give us acetic acid plus ammonia. This is how the ethanoic acid is prepared from methane. Now we have the test for identification of functional group. First is bromine water test. So this test is used for the identification of unsaturation in an organic compound. Reagent is aqueous bromine, and reddish brown color of bromine fades away for the observation of alkene and alkyne. For the silver nitrate test, we use the silver nitrate in ethanol, and this is used for the identification of halogens like RCl plus AgNO3 plus ethyl alcohol. It will give ROCH2CH3 plus AgCl plus HNO3. And again, this is here the AgCl will be in the form of white precipitate, and when with the reaction of bromoalkane, the precipitates will be in cream color, and for the iodoalkane we have the precipitates that are yellow. Iodoform test. In primary alcohol, only ethanol will give this test positive. In secondary, so hydroxyl group is attached with carbon. The test is not given by tertiary alcohol. In aldehydes, only ethanol will give this test positive. So in ketone, only those ketone will give this test in which carbonyl group is at position 2. So reagent is iodine and aqueous sodium hydroxide. So the resulting product is yellow precipitate. So this is how we perform this test. 2,4-DNPH test. This is also for the identification of aldehyde and ketone. Yellow or orange precipitate are formed. So this test is for the identification of aldehyde or ketonic group. Fehling solution test. So the Fehling solution test is for the aldehydes only, and it is used to differentiate aldehydes from ketones. Fehling solution is a mild oxidizing agent. Observation: rest precipitate of copper oxide, CH3CHO plus 2 copper plus hydroxyl sodium tartrate gives us copper oxide plus CH3CO negative plus 3 water. Silver mirror tolerance test. So silver mirror is formed: CH3CHO plus 2 AgNH3 twice OH negative gives us CH3COO negative plus 2NH4 positive plus 2Ag plus 2NH3. Test used to distinguish primary, secondary and tertiary alcohol. So first one is when we oxidize the alcohol, primary alcohol, and then the resulting product is a carboxylic acid. And observation with secondary alcohol, that orange color solution turns green. Secondary alcohol oxidized to ketone, so it will oxidize to ketone. So for the tertiary alcohol, so there is no color change because the tertiary alcohol resists the oxidation. Test of carboxylic acid. So this is the identification test of carboxylic acid. Sodium carbonate is the reagent, and we will get some effervescence. So acetic acid will combine with sodium carbonate to give CH3COONA plus water plus carbon dioxide. Types of reaction given by functional groups. So functional groups perform different reactions. First is free radical substitution, when alkane reacts with chlorine to give chloroalkane plus HCl. Second is reaction of unsaturated hydrocarbons. Third is oxidation reactions in the presence of oxidizing agents. And we have another reaction, that is ozonolysis, and in the ozonolysis we get, it's an oxidation reduction reaction, and it yields the carboxylic acid. Next is reaction of alkyl halides. So nucleophilic substitution reactions. Rx gives us ROH, RNH2, RCN plus X negative. Elimination reactions. So we get alkene plus KX plus H2O. So reactions of alcohols are oxidation, substitution, dehydration and esterification reactions. Like these reactions, we have studied it in the alcohols chapter as well. Reactions of carbonyl group compounds. So carbonyl compounds undergo different type of reactions like nucleophilic addition, oxidation and reduction. In nucleophilic addition, hydroxyl nitrile is formed. Aldehydes oxidize to carboxylic acids while ketones resist towards oxidation. Alcohols reduce to primary alcohols while ketone reduce to secondary alcohols. So when oxidation happens, aldehydes oxidize to carboxylic and ketone doesn't oxidize. While when the reduction happens, the aldehydes are reduced to primary and ketones are reduced to secondary alcohols. Reaction of carboxylic acid. So carboxylic acid reacts with base metal and metal carbonates. These are acid-base reactions. Reaction of carboxylic acid with alcohol is the esterification reaction, and in this reaction the ester is the final product. Key reagents used for synthesis are oxidizing agents and reducing agents. So in the oxidizing we have the acidified potassium dichromate, acidified potassium permanganate, So these oxidizing agents oxidize primary alcohol to aldehydes and then to carboxylic acid. These oxidizing agents oxidize secondary alcohols to ketones. Reducing agents are sodium boron hydride, and it reduces a carbonyl group to an alcohol. And lithium aluminium hydride is a strong reducing agent as compared to NaBH4 and reduces carboxylic acid to alcohol. Then we have hydrogen and nickel catalyst that reduces C double bond C, and thin HCl reduces NO2 to NH2. Dehydrating agents that removes the water. So common are Al2O3 and concentrated H2SO4. Retrosynthetic analysis. So retrosynthesis is a method of chemical synthesis which involves deconstructing synthesis molecule into its readily available simple starting material to assess the best synthetic route. So it's a method of chemical synthesis, and we have to use the simple starting material, and we have to choose the best synthetic route. The main difference between synthesis and retrosynthesis: the synthesis is the process of combining simple reactions to form an organic compound. Retrosynthesis is a process of working backward from the target organic compound to devise a suitable route of synthesis, starting from a simple precursor molecule. So we will further look into this. Retrosynthesis for ethyl propanoate. To perform retrosynthesis of ethyl propanoate, we will start with the target molecule and work backward to identify its precursors. Ethyl propanoate has following structure. Retrosynthetic analysis involves breaking down this molecule into simple fragments that can be derived from known starting material. So we have following fragments: CH3CH2CO and OCH2CH3. Okay. For CH3CH2CO, you can use CH3CH2COOH, which is a propanoic acid, and for the other one we can use the ethanol as precursor. These two precursors can be combined to form ethyl propanoate through esterification reaction. So ethyl propanoate is an ester. It can be synthesized by the reaction of propanoic acid and ethanol, which is a reaction between carboxylic acid and alcohol in the presence of sulfuric acid as a catalyst. So when these two precursors combine, we will get a compound that is ester, which is ethyl propanoate. The retrosynthetic pathway for ethyl propanoate can be summarized as follows: ethyl propanoate, so ethanol plus propanoic acid gives us ethyl propanoate. Now we have retrosynthesis of cyanopropane. So we have a compound that is cyanopropane, and we need to break it into simpler compounds like propane backbone and cyano group. Now you need to find a simple molecule that can combine to form propane backbone and the cyano group. So for the propane backbone, we can use an alkyl halide, that is chloropropane. For cyano group, we can use KCN, so to provide the backbone to them. So now we will react these both reactants and we will get CH3CH2CH2CN, which is a cyanopropane plus KCN. So this is how we perform retrosynthesis. Now we have the applications. So what is the role of retrosynthesis in chemistry? Retrosynthesis enables the development of multiple reaction pathways or pathways for the given target compound. These various reaction pathways can be cost effective, more transparent, and require fewer reaction steps. So that is the end of our chapter. Thank you so much for listening.